Nestled in the dense forests of southwest Vermont lies a geographical area shrouded in puzzles and mystery. Known as the Bennington Triangle, this region, akin to the more famous Bermuda Triangle, has been the center of an array of unexplained disappearances and bizarre occurrences. The term was coined by author Joseph A. Citro during a radio broadcast in the 1990s, but the stories and legends date back much further, weaving a tapestry of folklore, unexplained phenomena, and a palpable sense of the unknown. The core of the Bennington Triangle's mystery revolves around a series of strange disappearances that occurred between 1945 and 1950. These cases weren't just typical missing persons incidents. They were laced with peculiarities that defied logical explanations. The vanishings occurred in a similar manner, people disappearing without a trace, often in broad daylight and in areas that they were familiar with. The lack of substantial clues or any trace of the missing persons left the local community and investigators baffled and uneasy. Beyond the disappearances, the Bennington Triangle holds a rich history, steeped in Native American folklore and colonial tales. The Native Americans considered this land cursed and avoided it, citing mysterious lights and other unexplained phenomena. Early settlers reported bizarre sightings and inexplicable events, adding layers to the area's eerie reputation. The Glastonbury Mountain, a key feature within the triangle, is often cited as a focal point for these strange occurrences. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of the Bennington Triangle, we will explore the various elements that contribute to its enigmatic aura. From the perplexing disappearances to the ancient lore surrounding the land, every aspect offers a piece to the puzzle. The Bennington Triangle beckons with its unanswered questions and hidden secrets, inviting us on a journey through the shadows of the unknown. James Tedford, a veteran of World War I, had lived through tumultuous times. His decision to re-enlist for service in World War II, despite his advancing years, was a testament to his patriotism and sense of duty. During his absence, his wife, Pearl Tedford, remained in their Vermont home, awaiting his return. The couple, despite their significant age difference, were known to have a harmonious and loving relationship, making the events that followed all the more baffling. Upon returning from war, James anticipated a peaceful reunion with Pearl. However, he was confronted with a bewildering scene. His house was as he left it, with a meal prepared for him, but his wife was missing. Pearl's personal items, her clothing, and essentials were undisturbed, indicating no sign of a planned or hurried departure. The abrupt and unexplained disappearance of Pearl left James in a state of shock and despair. The local community, small and closely knit, mobilized efforts to find Pearl. They searched the nearby areas, questioned locals, but to no avail. The only clue was a neighbor's sighting of Pearl heading to the local store on the day that she vanished. After her grocery shopping, she seemed to have disappeared without a trace. Theories circulated, some speculating she might have left on her own, but those close to the couple dismissed these ideas, citing the couple's apparent happiness and lack of conflict. James's life was deeply affected by Pearl's disappearance. He withdrew from community life, his demeanor changing drastically from an engaging man people knew to someone who was deeply introspective and melancholic. Friends described him as someone who had retreated into a shell, often found in a trance-like state, gazing at nothing in particular for hours. In 1947, struggling with his mental health and unable to cope with his loneliness and unanswered questions, James decided to move home to Bennington. His hope for a change in environment and perhaps some solace did not materialize. He remained a solitary figure, often aloof, spending days in quiet contemplation, haunted by the absence of his wife. Despite his reclusive nature, James occasionally visited family in St. Albans, Vermont. These visits required him to travel by bus along Route 7, a journey that took him through the heart of the Bennington Triangle. This area, already gaining a reputation for mysterious occurrences, would soon add James Tedford to its list of inexplicable events. In December 1949, James made one such trip to St. Albans. His visit with family was uneventful, but the return journey would become a focal point of the Triangle's strange history. James boarded the bus for the return trip to Bennington, a journey familiar to him and one he had made without incident many times in the past. The bus, carrying about 15 other passengers, followed its local route, with no reported stops or incidents. But as the bus approached its final destination in Bennington, a startling discovery was made. Passengers began to disembark, but James Tedford was nowhere to be seen. His belongings, a suitcase, wallet, cash, and a bus itinerary, lay on his seat, as if he had just stepped away. However, none of the other passengers, nor the bus driver, recalled seeing James leave the bus. There were no signs of disturbance, no noise or struggle that would have suggested an unusual exit. The seat that had been occupied by James was now hauntingly empty, with no trace of him. The mystery of James Tedford's disappearance set ripples of concern and bewilderment through the community. This was not just another missing person case. It was a disappearance that happened in plain sight, under seemingly impossible circumstances. Theories proliferated, some proposing otherworldly explanations like portals or supernatural forces at play in the Bennington Triangle. Others pondered more earthly explanations, though none could be substantiated. The case of James Tedford, like that of his wife Pearl and others who vanished in the Bennington Triangle, remains one of the most puzzling and unresolved mysteries in the history of Vermont. Their stories, shrouded in uncertainty and speculation, continue to fascinate and puzzle investigators, researchers, and those with an interest in the unexplained. The Bennington Triangle, with its legacy of mysterious disappearances, remains a haunting and inexplicable chapter in American folklore. In 2008, a fascinating and unsettling incident occurred in the infamous Bennington Triangle, involving a 27-year-old Bennington college student named Robert Singley. Robert, a dedicated hiker with a passion for music, was pursuing his PhD in music composition. Seeking inspiration for his string quartet piece, he decided to immerse himself in the natural beauty of the Bennington Triangle. Little did he know, his journey would add a curious chapter to the area's mysterious history. On that fateful day of September 28, 2008, Robert embarked on a solo hike in the same region that had claimed several other unexplained disappearances. Equipped for the rugged terrain, he wore heavy boots, long shorts, a long-sleeved shirt, a wool sweater, a rain jacket, a winter hat, and mittens. Despite his experience as a hiker, he chose not to bring any navigational tools like a compass, GPS, or map. He did, however, carry a headlamp, anticipating a return before nightfall. Starting his hike around noon from Harbor Road in Woodford Hollow, Robert's path led him to the summit of Bald Mountain. After enjoying a lunch with a view, he ventured a short distance north towards Glastonbury, then west towards the White Rocks, before turning east to head back towards his car. After walking about 4 to 5 miles, a disconcerting realization struck him. He was lost. The trail he thought would lead him back to his car seemed to betray him, leading him further into uncertainty. As the day progressed, the environment around Robert underwent a dramatic and eerie transformation. He described an intense, dizzying confusion, like a crescendo of disorientation, culminating in sudden darkness surrounded by dense, disorienting fog. This bewildering experience led Robert to speculate that he might have unwittingly crossed into a time-space anomaly, a theory that aligns with speculations of paranormal energy vortexes thought to exist in the Bennington Triangle. Nightfall brought new challenges. To Robert's dismay, his headlamp malfunctioned, leaving him in near total darkness as rain began to fall. Faced with the imminent threat of hypothermia, he realized he had to stay put and endure the night. Seeking shelter, he found solace under a maple tree, which he described as emanating a strange, almost supernatural energy. The cold and rain made rest nearly impossible, turning his wait for dawn into a test of endurance and will. Back in civilization, Robert's prolonged absence raised alarms. His worried girlfriend contacted the authorities, prompting a search. The police located his car abandoned at the trailhead. An initial search attempt was made, but the team faced near impossible conditions due to the thick fog and impenetrable darkness of the night. In a desperate bid for warmth and visibility, Robert scoured his surroundings for dry tinder. His search yielded large animal bones and eventually small pieces of dry birchwood. With matches and paper from his bag, he managed to ignite a life-saving fire. As dawn broke, Robert attempted to retrace his steps. He wandered 3 to 4 miles before encountering a sign for the Goddard shelter near the peak of Glastonbury Mountain. This discovery confounded him. He believed he had camped only a quarter mile from his car, but had somehow ended up on the opposite side of the ridge, 6 or 7 miles away from his intended location. His return journey was equally mystifying. Passing the maple tree where he had spent the night, the trail seemed unfamiliar, with different-looking pines and downed trees that he had not recalled from the previous trek. Fortunately, the Vermont State Police, along with a tracking dog, resumed their search and eventually located Robert around 11:30 a.m. He was found cold, exhausted, hungry, and psychologically shaken, but crucially, he was alive. Robert Singley's harrowing experience in 2008 is compelling in addition to the lore of the Bennington Triangle. His survival and first-hand account contribute to an ongoing discussion about the area's mysterious attributes, including theories of energy vortexes, dimensional shifts, and other paranormal phenomena. The Bennington Triangle, with its legacy of strange occurrences and unexplained disappearances, remains a source of fascination and speculation. This region, steeped in mystery, continues to challenge our understanding of the natural world and the boundaries of scientific explanation. In the dense, shadow-covered forest of the Bennington Triangle, the disappearance of Martha Jones on November 6, 1950, added a profound puzzle to an area already cloaked in mystery. The sudden vanishing of Martha, a young and vivacious local, sent a wave of unease through her family and the community, raising questions that would echo unanswered throughout the years. Martha's parents, grappling with her unexpected absence, initially clung to the belief that she had eloped with her boyfriend. This theory, however, crumbled when he confirmed he had not seen Martha, deepening the mystery and sparking a widespread search. The woods of Glastonbury, dense and whispering with the secrets of ages, were combed meticulously by search parties, but their efforts were met with silence. No trace of Martha was ever found. Less than a month after Martha's disappearance, on December 3rd, the community's fears were reignited when Frances Chrisman also went missing. Frances had set off on a seemingly innocuous journey to visit a friend just a half a mile away, a journey she never completed. Her disappearance mirrored Martha's in the suddenness and the lack of any clues left behind. Authorities organized another extensive search, but like Martha's, it concluded with more questions than answers. As the years passed, theories abound in an attempt to explain the mysterious vanishings within the Bennington Triangle. Some speculated about the presence of a malevolent person or group hidden in the wilderness, preying on unsuspecting victims. Others, including author Joseph Citro, considered the possibility of an unusual, perhaps paranormal energy in the Bennington Triangle, influencing these disappearances. Intertwined with these modern speculations were folklore of Native Americans, long associated with the land that comprises the Bennington Triangle. The area was believed to be cursed by local Native American tribes who spoke of a sinister, otherworldly force residing within the land. Legends told of a malevolent rock hidden among the dense terrain that had the power to draw in and consume anyone who ventured too close. These tales spoke of the rock as a living entity, a guardian of the land's secrets, and a devourer of the unwary. Further adding to the intrigue were accounts from individuals who had spent time in the Glastonbury area. They spoke of a special quality to the forest, a sense of being watched, and an eerie quiet that seemed unnatural. Stories emerged of reclusive individuals living off the grid in the mountains, some in rudimentary shelters, others in intricate snow houses. These mountain dwellers, as elusive as shadows, were said to traverse the wilderness with a knowledge and ease that echoed their hermit-like existence. Among these hermits were two brothers, known to occasionally descend from their mountain abode to mingle with the locals and restock supplies. They shared cryptic warnings about other, more reclusive and potentially dangerous individuals who inhabited the deeper, less traveled parts of the forest. These mysterious figures, according to the brothers, would make themselves known only if they wished to be, adding a layer of apprehension to any venture into the wilderness. In this landscape of natural beauty and ancient mystery, the stories of Martha Jones and Francis Chrisman remain etched as haunting reminders of the unknown. The Bennington Triangle, with its blend of rugged wilderness, human intrigue, and whispered legends of ancient curses and supernatural forces, continues to captivate and mystify. The land, steeped in the lore of Native American tribes and the unexplained vanishing of modern times, holds its secrets close, a timeless puzzle nestled in the heart of the Vermont woods. On October 28, 1950, a mystifying incident unfolded in the Bennington Triangle, adding to its already perplexing history of disappearances. Frida Langer, a 53-year-old woman from North Adams, Massachusetts, vanished under mysterious circumstances. Frida, along with her cousin Herbert Elsner and her husband, 58-year-old Max Langer, had set up camp near Somerset Reservoir for a hunting trip, a trip that would soon turn into a baffling mystery. On that fateful day, Frida and her cousin Herbert decided to embark on a hike, a mere few hundred yards from their campsite. Tragedy struck when Frida slipped and fell into a nearby stream, soaking her clothes. Given their proximity to the camp, less than a quarter-mile away, Frida chose to return alone to change into dry clothes, asking Herbert to wait for her on the trail. Herbert watched as she ran off towards the campsite, expecting her prompt return. However, Frida never returned. Concerned, Herbert made his way back to the campsite, where Max informed him that Frida had not returned. Alarmed by her unexplained absence, they quickly raised the alarm with the authorities. The ensuing search was extensive. 2 helicopters and a plane from the Westover, Massachusetts Air Force Base were called in, and the plane even landed on the Somerset Reservoir to facilitate a shoreline search. 50 men, including state troopers and game wardens, combed the area until nightfall, and the search continued into the next morning. There was a growing fear that Frida might have fallen into the reservoir, which was only 150 feet from their camp. Max Langer, desperate for answers, offered a reward of $100, equivalent to about $1,233 in today's currency, for any information leading to Frida, dead or alive. Despite the continued searches and heightened efforts, no sign of Frida was initially found. Approximately 6 months later, on May 12th of 1951, Frida's fate came to light in a disturbing discovery. 2 fishermen stumbled upon her body on the banks of the Somerset Reservoir, just above the flood dam. Her remains were found near the start of the East Branch Deerfield River, about 3.5 miles from her campsite. What made the discovery particularly eerie was that this area had been searched multiple times by authorities, with no previous indication of her body. The condition of Frida's body, severely decomposed, obscured the cause of death. While one source mentioned that a doctor at the scene suggested accidental drowning, no autopsy was performed to confirm this. The state's attorney accepted the doctor's assessment without further inquiry. The lack of a thorough investigation left many questions unanswered, particularly about what Frida did in the time between her disappearance and the discovery of her body. Theories about Frida's fate range from the plausible to the outlandish. Some speculated she might have wandered further than anticipated and accidentally drowned. Others, however, found the circumstances too strange to accept such a straightforward explanation. Questions were raised about Herbert's role and his account of events, fueling speculation and conjecture. Frida's disappearance and subsequent death remains one of the most intriguing cases in the Bennington Triangle's history. It encapsulates the area's reputation for mysterious, unexplained occurrences that defy conventional explanation. Frida's story is a haunting reminder of the unpredictability and potential dangers of the wilderness, as well as the enduring enigma of the Bennington Triangle. In 1950, the Bennington Triangle was the site of yet another disturbing disappearance, this time involving an 8-year-old boy named Paul Jebson. Paul's vanishing added to the series of mysterious occurrences in this area, each marked by its own peculiar circumstances and unanswered questions. The incident unfolded when Paul's mother, who had attended to feeding their pigs, made the fateful decision to leave him unattended near her truck in a wooded area. This location was ominously close to where Paula Jean Welden, another victim in the series of strange disappearances in the Bennington Triangle, was last seen. When Paul's mother returned, approximately an hour later, Paul had vanished without a trace, setting off a series of speculations and investigations. Paul's disappearance, like others in the Bennington Triangle, was shrouded in mystery and gave rise to numerous theories. One particularly grim theory suggested that Paul's mother was responsible for his death and had possibly fed him to the pigs. This theory, while lacking concrete evidence, stemmed from the dubious circumstances under which Paul was left alone. Despite these suspicions, no arrests were ever made, and the theory remained unproven. Another theory speculated that Paul, being a young and curious child, may have wandered off, potentially falling victim to an injury, and subsequently to the predatory wildlife in the region. The dense forests of the Bennington Triangle are known to be home to various wild animals, raising the possibility that Paul could have encountered a fatal animal attack. Adding complexity to the case, some believe that Paul was abducted. This theory gained some traction due to the findings of a search involving bloodhounds. The dogs were able to track Paul's scent, but stopped abruptly right at the edge of a highway, suggesting that Paul might have been picked up by a vehicle. Paul Jebson's disappearance remains one of the most puzzling cases associated with the Bennington Triangle. His story, marked by the tragedy of a young life lost and the mystery of his fate, continues to haunt the area. The theories surrounding his disappearance, whether it was a result of wildlife, foul play, or an abduction, contribute to the lore of the Bennington Triangle, a place where the line between the natural and the supernatural blurs, and where mysteries remain unsolved, shrouded in the dense mists of its forests. Now we'll delve into the mystifying disappearance of Paula Jean Welden, an 18-year-old art student at Bennington College in Vermont. Her case, which has remained unsolved for decades, is a perplexing puzzle that has intrigued both investigators and those fascinated by unsolved mysteries. Paula lived in Stamford, Connecticut, with her family when not at school. Known for her artistic talent and love for the outdoors, she was a multifaceted personality, deeply involved in various artistic mediums, and an avid guitar player. Her interests spanned across art and botany, reflecting her diverse passions. The mystery began unfolding in the winter of 1946. On December 1st, Paula finished her shifts at the university's dining hall and decided to embark on a hiking trip. This decision would mark the start of a mystery that still lingers today. She was last seen leaving her dorm at Dewey Hall when she briefly discussed her hiking plans with her roommate. Despite being dressed for the day's weather, Paula's preparations for the hike were minimal. Notably, she left behind most of her money, including a check from her parents, and set off without necessary hiking gear like extra clothing or a backpack. Around 2:30 p.m., Paula left the campus. She was seen hitchhiking and was picked up by Lewis Knapp, a local contractor. She informed him that her destination was the Long Trail off Route 6 near Glastonbury Mountain. Knapp dropped her off about 2.5 miles from the start of the trail. The last confirmed sighting of Paula was at approximately 4 p.m. when she interacted with a group of hikers. She asked them about the length of the trail, learning that it stretched all the way to Canada. After this conversation, she continued her journey northward, venturing into the densely wooded area as dusk set in. Paula's disappearance became apparent when she failed to return. Initially, her roommate thought she had gone to study post-hike, but as hours turned into a night without Paula's return, concern grew. The university was notified, but there was a delay in informing Paula's family, losing critical early hours in the search for her. What followed was a massive search operation involving students, volunteers, National Guard troops, firefighters, and extensive ground and aerial searches. Despite combing through the long trail and its surrounding areas, no trace of Paula was found. The investigation faced challenges due to the absence of a state police force in Vermont at the time. It was only after Paula's father, an influential industrial engineer, exerted pressure on the authorities that more resources were allocated to the investigation. Investigators, including Dorothy Scoville and Robert Rundle, interviewed numerous witnesses and locals, trying to piece together the last known movements of Paula. Adding to the mystery is this case's connection to the Bennington Triangle, a term coined by author Joseph A. Citro. This area in southwest Vermont, known for a series of unexplained disappearances between 1945 and 1950, includes Paula's disappearance as one of its most prominent. The mystery of Paula's disappearance remains unsolved. If alive, she would be 94 years old today. Her case stands as a reminder of the limitations of mid-20th century investigative techniques and continues to captivate those interested in the mysteries of our world. The perplexing case of Paula Jean Welden, who vanished in 1946 while hiking in Vermont, serves as a reminder of the mysteries that still exist in our world. Her disappearance, which has remained unsolved for decades, highlights several key lessons. It reminds us of the unpredictability and potential dangers of the wilderness, even for those familiar with local trails. Paula's case underscores the importance of preparation and caution when embarking on outdoor activities, especially in isolated areas. Additionally, her story brings to light the challenges of search and rescue efforts in an era before advanced technology and GPS tracking. It also illustrates the enduring pain faced by families of missing persons, a heartache that lasts long after the initial search efforts have faded. Paula's case, shrouded in speculation and mystery, also teaches us the value of evidence-based investigation and the dangers of conjecture without solid proof. It is a testament to the fact that, despite advances in technology and forensics, some mysteries remain unsolved, leaving us with more questions than answers. Paula Jean Welden's disappearance is a somber narrative that continues to resonate with us, reminding us of our vulnerabilities and the profound mystery that our world still holds. As we explore this and other mysteries, we invite you to share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. The disappearances of Fritz Drumm and Thomas Messick Sr. These stories, set against the backdrop of the enigmatic wilderness of upstate New York, converge in a narrative that challenges our understanding of the natural world. As we unravel the layers of these mysterious cases, we invite you to join us on this journey through the unknown. If you're captivated by these intriguing stories and want to stay updated with more mysteries from around the universe, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest explorations into the unexplained. And for those who are particularly moved by these mysteries and wish to support the channel further, consider using the Super Chat feature. Your contributions help us delve deeper into these mysteries and bring even more fascinating content to you. Every bit of support fuels our journey into the mysterious and the unknown. So let's embark on this adventure together and uncover the secrets that await us. In the vast, untamed wilderness of upstate New York, where nature's beauty intertwines with the unknown, lie two stories, both profoundly mysterious and eerily similar. These are the tales of Fritz Drumm and Thomas Messick Sr., two men whose disappearances from familiar terrains defy easy explanation and challenge our understanding of the natural world. Their stories, seemingly separate, converge in a narrative that is as baffling as it is intriguing, set against the backdrop of a region steeped in enigma and mystery. The parallels between the two cases are striking and unsettling. Both men were experienced in outdoor survival, well acquainted with their surroundings, and held in high regard by their respective communities. Their sudden and unexplained vanishings from areas they knew well add a perplexing layer to their stories. The lack of any evidence or clues in such thoroughly searched areas deepened the mystery. What's more, these disappearances occurred in a region that borders the infamous Bennington Triangle, an area notorious for a series of unexplained vanishings. This geographical connection weaves a thread of intrigue and speculation, suggesting a possible link to the larger mysteries of the triangle and the puzzles that are often associated with it. As we delve into these two stories, we are drawn into a world where the line between the known and unknown is blurred. Their tales are not just isolated incidents. They are a part of a larger, more complex puzzle that challenges our perception of reality and the mysteries that lie hidden in the wilderness. Through the convergence of these two stories, we embark on a journey to explore the depths of these mysteries, seeking answers that remain just out of reach. It was a crisp November morning in 2015 when 82-year-old Thomas Messick Sr., an adept and respected woodsman, ventured into the dense forests of Horicon, New York, near Bryant Lake. This area, cloaked in the rich hues of autumn, was familiar territory for Thomas, who had spent countless seasons navigating its rugged terrain. His planned activity was deer hunting, a ritual he had engaged in annually with a blend of passion and expertise. Yet this year, the forest held a different fate for him, one shrouded in mystery and unanswered questions. Thomas wasn't just an ordinary hunter. His profound knowledge of the wilderness was augmented by years of experience, making him more than adept at navigating and surviving in the wild. His wisdom in these areas was not only practiced, but also taught to others, showcasing his deep understanding of forest survival. On that fateful day, Thomas was part of a group of 7, a mix of friends and family, all united by their love for hunting. They congregated near Lily Pond, a tranquil body of water that served as their chosen hunting ground. Their strategy was a classic deer drive, a technique requiring coordination and teamwork. The group was divided into 2. The drivers, tasked with stirring the deer from their hiding spots, and the watchers, positioned strategically to capitalize on the fleeing game. Thomas, along with 3 elder members of the party, assumed the role of the watchers. They positioned themselves in a linear formation, maintaining a distance of less than 100 yards from each other. This careful positioning was meant to ensure visibility and communication within the group, an essential aspect of the hunt. As the day progressed, the drivers moved through the forest, pushing the deer towards the watchers. However, they were met with an eerie silence, an unusual stillness that seemed to have engulfed the forest. The natural chorus of wildlife sounds was conspicuously absent, creating an unsettling atmosphere. Upon reaching the location where Thomas was supposed to be, a wave of confusion and concern washed over the group. Thomas was nowhere in sight. His absence was alarming, especially considering his extensive background in wilderness survival. The immediate vicinity offered no clues. His rifle and walkie-talkie, essential tools for communication and protection, were missing as well. The group initiated a search, scouring the area for any sign of Thomas, but to no avail. As the daylight waned, they contacted the forest rangers, sparking the beginning of a large-scale search operation. The operation stretched into the evening, with part of the group staying behind overnight to make noise in hopes of guiding Thomas back. The search for Thomas Messick Sr. quickly escalated into an extensive and thorough operation. Starting the next day, a team of 13 trained rescue professionals from the Park Service joined the effort. This was only the beginning of a search that would grow to involve over 300 individuals, including professionals and volunteers. They were equipped with an arsenal of search tools, dogs, divers, helicopters, all scouring an area spanning over 4 square miles. Even with such an extensive effort, no evidence or trace of Thomas was uncovered. The involvement of the FBI's Critical Incident Response Group in the search added an element of intrigue. The FBI's presence was unusual, given their standard protocols for missing person cases. Their secretive approach and lack of transparent communication fueled speculation and rumors about the nature of their interest in this case. As days turned into weeks, the mystery only deepened. The lack of any trace of Thomas, coupled with his survival skills and the proximity of his last known location to the rest of the group, made his disappearance all the more perplexing. The area was extensively combed, yet it seemed as if Thomas had just vanished into thin air. Theories were proposed, yet none provided a satisfactory explanation. Was it a sudden medical emergency, an unexpected encounter with wildlife, or something more sinister? The absence of any distress signal, especially considering Thomas's access to a walkie-talkie, only added to the complexity of the case. The puzzle of Thomas Messick Sr.'s disappearance remains unsolved to this day. The forest that was once his hunting ground has become the setting of a profound mystery, one that continues to captivate and baffle. Despite the passage of time, questions linger. What happened to Thomas on that November day? Why did he leave his post? And where could he have ventured off to? The lack of evidence, the thoroughness of the search, and Thomas's expertise in the wilderness combined to create a narrative that is as confounding as it is intriguing. His story stands as a testament to the unpredictable nature of the wild and the mysteries that it still holds. In the tranquil expanse of Schuylerville, New York, a small town known for its beauty and proximity to the notorious Bennington Triangle, the unexplained disappearance of 68-year-old Fritz Drumm on November 24, 2015, casts a long, unsettling shadow. This mystery, entwined with the similar, perplexing case of Thomas Messick Sr., forms a tapestry of unanswered questions and eerie coincidences. Frederick Drumm, a man deeply rooted in his community, lived with his wife Ruth on a vast 178-acre farm. Their life there was idyllic, set against the backdrop of upstate New York's rolling hills and landscapes. Fritz, an accomplished hunter and lover of the outdoors, had adapted well to the region's harsh winters. He spent his retirement days exploring the property, observing wildlife, and tracking animals along the creek that meandered through their land. His mental faculties were sharp, with no indications of dementia or cognitive decline. Fritz's contributions to his community extended beyond his love for nature. For 14 years, he had served diligently on Schuylerville's city council. His decisions were fair, and he was both liked and respected, a testament to his character and integrity. On the day Fritz vanished, it began like any other. He and Ruth shared a morning coffee, a ritual embodying the simplicity and comfort of their long-shared life. Ruth left for a grandparents' breakfast at 10 a.m., while Fritz preferred the solace of their farm. When she returned at 2 p.m., the barn was empty, and Fritz was nowhere to be found. His belongings, including his cell phone and car keys, were inside the house, suggesting that he hadn't gone far. As darkness fell upon the farm and Fritz did not return, Ruth's concern turned into alarm. By the next morning, with Fritz still missing, she reported his disappearance, igniting a large-scale search. The Saratoga County Sheriff's Department, alongside over 200 volunteers, search and rescue teams, helicopters, and canine units, embarked on an exhaustive search. They combed through the Drumm property and expanded their efforts to an astounding 1,200 acres surrounding the area. Despite this extensive and thorough search, no evidence of Fritz's whereabouts emerged. It was as if he had vanished into the ether, leaving behind a baffling mystery that echoed the strange disappearance of Thomas Messick Sr., who had vanished under similarly mysterious circumstances in the same region just 1 year before. The proximity of these two cases, both geographically and culturally, paints a picture of a region shrouded in mystery. Schuylerville's closeness to the Bennington Triangle, an area notorious for unexplained disappearances, only deepens this intrigue. Some speculate there might be a connection between these disappearances and the mysterious forces often attributed to the triangle. The shared characteristics of Fritz's and Thomas's case are striking. Both were experienced outdoorsmen, well respected in their communities, with no known reasons to vanish voluntarily. Their disappearances from locations where they were familiar and comfortable without any trace challenges logical explanations. The involvement of extensive search teams, the use of modern technology, and the lack of any clues or evidence add layers of complexity to this case. The absence of any signs of a struggle, foul play, or intention to leave raises more questions than answers. The region's wilderness, while beautiful, holds secrets that seem beyond the grasp of those who seek to uncover them. Since the years of their disappearances have passed, their stories remain open chapters in unexplained mysteries. Families, communities, and investigators continue to grapple with the unknown, holding onto the hope that someday some light may be shed on these perplexing cases. The disappearances of Fritz Drumm and Thomas Messick Sr. stands as reminders of the profound mysteries that lie within the natural world, silent and yet to be unraveled. As we reach the end of our exploration into these puzzling disappearances, we are left with more questions than answers. These cases, unfolding in the vast wilderness of upstate New York, serve as reminders of the mysteries that still elude our understanding. Despite extensive searches and the passage of time, the fates of Fritz and Thomas remain shrouded in mystery, their stories a testament to the unpredictability and profound mysteries of nature. As we continue to ponder their disappearances, these cases remind us of the fragility of our existence against the backdrop of the natural world. They stand as enduring mysteries, captivating and confounding us, and reminding us that some secrets of the universe are perhaps destined to remain unsolved. In drawing to a close of our exploration of the perplexing and haunting cases of the Bennington Triangle, it becomes clear that these stories are more than mere tales of mystery and intrigue. They offer profound lessons and insights, reflecting both the enigmatic nature of our world and the resilience of the human spirit in the face of the unknown. The first and perhaps most vital lesson from these disappearances is the importance of caution and preparedness when venturing into vast expanses of nature. The wilderness, with its alluring beauty, also harbors uncertainties and hidden dangers. These cases underscore the necessity of being well prepared, carrying adequate supplies, informing others of your route, and understanding the terrain you plan to explore. Nature, for all its splendor, demands respect and caution. Additionally, these mysterious occurrences in the Bennington Triangle highlight the significance of community response and the collective effort in times of adversity. The extensive searches conducted, encompassing both local authorities and community members, exemplify how solidarity and cooperation are essential in overcoming challenges and seeking resolutions. These efforts, though not always successful in providing closure, demonstrate a communal strength and shared purpose in the face of bewildering circumstances. Furthermore, these stories beckon us to embrace the mysteries and the unknown aspects of our existence. In an age where information is at our fingertips, the Bennington Triangle serves as a reminder that there are still phenomena beyond our understanding, mysteries that defy rational explanations. These tales invite us to ponder, to question, and to wonder, keeping alive the sense of mystery that has been part of human storytelling and exploration throughout history. As we conclude this exploration into the shadowed woods and obscured truths of the Bennington Triangle, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to you, the viewer, for joining us on this journey into the unknown. Your curiosity and engagement are what make delving into these mysteries so rewarding. If you've watched until the end, it's clear these stories have resonated with you, and for that, I am truly grateful. If you found these tales as captivating and thought-provoking as I have, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Also hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my new content delving into the mysterious and the unexplained. For those of you who feel particularly moved or intrigued by these stories, I encourage you to leave a super comment. Your support, in any form or amount, is immensely appreciated and vital in bringing these mysteries and compelling narratives to a wider audience. Thank you once again for your time and for sharing in the fascination of the unexplained mysteries that surround us. Stay curious and keep exploring the mysteries of our world.